At this moment, Yu Sanga shouted, "Dokja, behind you!" I reflexively leaned forward as a bloody fist came flying through the air. It was a familiar fist covered with energy. I felt something falling toward me and instinctively kicked out. I didn't need to look back to know what was behind me. A grade 9 human-type demonic person, human mutants infected with black ether. That's why demonic people were classified as high-risk species, despite being grade 9. Demonic people made from a normal human base were no different from zombies, but it was particularly dangerous if their hosts were different. I saw the badge of the school student with the damaged head. Kim Nam-moon. The guy whose head burst a few minutes ago was now aiming for me as a demonic person. Kim Nam-moon's vocal cords that burst out were in a bizarre shape. Exclusive skill, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint Level 1 has been activated. This person doesn't have a consciousness. The skill Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint will be cancelled. Damn, it was expected. My thigh was scratched by Kim Nam-moon's overgrown black fingernails. A pain that felt like a burn spread through my leg. Skin which hadn't been cut by a knife was now torn by fingernails. This was the main reason why demonic people were dangerous. The demonic people became several times stronger than they were when they were human. Yu Sangashi, immediately, I felt something as I spoke. Without looking back, I could tell what was going on. "Let me go! Let go! Dokja! Dokja!" Han Myung-ho, who has just been limping, was now carrying Yu Sanga over one shoulder and moving across the bridge at an astonishing rate. The Constellation's secretive plotter admires how easy you are to fool. The Constellation, demon-like judge of fire, is impressed with your sacrifice. 100 coins have been sponsored. Indeed. Planning on leaving me? By the way he was running was a little strange. Despite being on one leg, he was running as fast as an Olympic athlete. This couldn't be the exclusive skill of Han Myung-ho, who had a big belly. Therefore it must be the stigma of his sponsor. The one-legged swift horse. And I already knew the Constellation who provided that stigma. I used character list on the distant Han Myung-ho. The information of this person can't be read in character list. Once again, character list didn't work properly. If I remember correctly, the stigma of one-legged swift horse came from the Constellation Lame Trickster. Lame Trickster didn't give any stigmas in the mental barrier system. In addition, Han Myung-ho couldn't possess such a skill from the beginning. In other words, my skill failed not because of Han Myung-ho's ability. I was stupid. I looked at the message window of phone in front of me and laughed. This person isn't registered in character list. I was thinking too hard when it meant literally that. Character list literally read the information characters. Yu Sanga and Han Myung-ho were characters who didn't originally appear in Ways of Survival. They were people who would have died if I hadn't saved them. It was natural they couldn't confirm their information with character lists. On one side, the incoming Kim Nam-moon and demonic people were jabbering nonsense at me. On the other side, Han Myung-ho had already halfway crossed the bridge. Lee Hyung-sung and Lee Gil-young had already entered the safety zone across the bridge, so I couldn't ask for their help. This truly was a predicament. I couldn't cross the bridge alone. My brain moved quickly. Should I capture one of the demonic people and cross the bridge? It was worth trying, but the success rate was too low. Unlike the name, the demonic people were categorized as non-human, meaning they didn't count as a person. Several demonic people lost their balance and fell down the bridge. The fallen demonic people became the food of the ichthyosaurs. Like piranhas, the ichthyosaurs broke the demonic people into dozens of pieces in an instant. Distant fear came flooding back in. If the number of people on the bridge became odd for even a moment, I would be like them. It was impossible to cross alone. Then, let's take it slow, I muttered as I attempted to control myself. Right now I needed to remain calm. There were still a few usable methods, but the important thing was to handle the matters in front of me. I controlled my breathing and walked to the demonic people. Fortunately, it wasn't difficult to make them fall down the bridge using inertia. I reduced the numbers by making them fall steadily. The Dokja stopwatch floating in the air was blinking. The remaining time before the scenario ended was 15 minutes. Nails flew in from a blind slot and pierced my shoulder bone. No matter how calm my mind, no matter how much information I knew, I couldn't help my untrained body. The wild Kim Nam-moon's attacks were becoming increasingly faster. Left shoulder, right thigh, the top of the head. I had to break the flow. I barely avoided the flying fingernails and kicked his legs. But this person lost all senses and wasn't hurt at all. I stepped back, hitting a broken steel frame. I could hear the raging sound of the ichthyosaurs on the bottom of the pillars. A few constellations are rejoicing in your adversity. The constellations have sponsored you 200 coins. It was a steady accumulation of coins. Now I held 5,000 coins. It was a significant number of coins for the beginning. Wow, you were quite good at surviving. Now, will any constellations help this poor friend? It was the Dokja's merchant-like voice. I wanted to tear it apart. Geez, is there really nobody? Of course. It'd be strange for Constellation to support me after what happened during this sponsor selection. What did I say? You should have chosen well when you had the chance. How pitiful. Kim Nam-moon attacked me again and again, resulting in damage to my waist. Of course, I also injured Kim Nam-moon's left side with the knife. Thanks to that, his stomach was hanging out like skipping rope. In order to kill a demonic person, I had to completely destroy the heart. But the skin of a demonic person was the hardest near the heart. The Swiss knife wouldn't be able to pierce it with the sharpness alone. Damn it. It wouldn't be so hard if I had just one combat skill. The exclusive skill Bookmark is activated. Bookmark? Character Bookmarks is activated. Available bookmark slots, 3. Bringing up the list of available bookmarks. People listed in the bookmark slots. The Delusion Demon, Kim Namun, understanding 25. Steel Sword, Lee Hyung-song, understanding 35. Empty slot. Bookmark. I've read over 3,000 chapters of Ways to Survival, and I never saw the skill name before, but I intuitively knew how to use it. Activate bookmark number 1. There was a feeling of the pages turning in my head. It was the scenes of Kim Namun and Ways of Survival. Haha, I'm full of strength! Die, die, die! A new world requires new laws. Kim Namun's memories crowded in, and all of my muscle nerves started to tense up. The power of another person was spiking within me. The number 1 bookmark has been activated. The level of bookmark skill is low, shortening the activation time. Activation time, 1 minute. 1 minute. That was enough. Your understanding of the character is low, so only a part of the character's skill is activated. Blackening level 1 has been activated. Kim Namun was breathing roughly as he rushed towards me. His body was covered in a black energy that was threatening me. I firmly placed strength on the heels of my feet and rushed towards Kim Namun. If we had the same skill, I wouldn't lose. At this moment, I really was Kim Namun. I was the crazy killer who ruled the world of Ways of Survival with the protagonist. In a situation where blackening was properly played, the delusion demon on the battlefield couldn't be easily beaten. Krah! The Swiss knife cut through uncomfortable sensations. It tore through muscles and flesh. From the upper left arm to the heart, there was the sound of a whole human being cut up as Kim Namun staggered. If he still had eyes, he'd be glaring at me right now. Kill! Die! The young man who felt pessimistic toward the world and dreamt of breaking away from it. He might have gone to university after sitting his CSAT and enjoyed campus life. Don't want to die. I watched Kim Namun falling down the bridge without saying farewell. Despite him being a hated figure, I couldn't help feeling strange emotions. Your understanding of the character Kim Namun has increased. The number 1 bookmark has been disabled. A surge of fatigue overcame me as the power went away. It was hard. Really. There was 10 minutes remaining. There's still many demonic people moving around. It was unreasonable to take on so many even with level 10 stamina, but from the beginning I had no intention of taking them alone. It was a little late. He should appear now. There was a crackling sound like he had been waiting. I knew it. I thought he would do reckless things in order to gain achievements and donations. Crunch! It was obviously the sound of a person's flesh colliding with another, but it sounded more like a mace crushing flesh. In fact, I collected this much coins and thought it would be worth challenging the protagonist, but now I realized how mistaken I was. From the stationary train, the demonic people were thrown away in a straight line, as if a tank rushed through. Was this scene really caused by a human? Grrr! The headless demonic people realized that something was strange and started turning around. However, it was too late. The man destroyed all the demonic people threatening me and appeared in front of me. An overwhelming force without any weapons. He beat the demonic people with only 2 fists. I prepared my mind in advance, but sweat still flowed down my back. Dealing with this guy, it was absolutely impossible. I couldn't win even if my overall stats rose by more than double what they were now. You. Who are you? The man's cool gaze turned to me. I reflexively turned on Character List in order to overcome the fear. The exclusive skill Character List is activated. There's too much information about this person. Character List is converted to Summary List. Character Summary. Name: Yu Jung-hyuk. Attribute: Regressor. Third turn: Myth. Pro Gamer: Rare. Exclusive skills: Sage's Eyes level 8. Hand-to-hand combat level 8. Weapons and training level 8. Mental barrier level 5. Crowd control level 5. Reasoning level 5. Lie detection level 4. The list of exclusive skills continued endlessly. Before I could get to the end of the list, a rugged hand appeared and grabbed my neck. You. How the hell are you alive? The first way to survive in a ruined world. The one who proved that method was right in front of me. The grand tragedy of this world began with this person.